Hey everybody, it's Blue Blade Studios and welcome to episode 10 of Blue Blade's Christmas Cinema. For this episode, like I said, we're going to talk about one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, and that is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. In a world where every holiday has its own door that leads to its own world, we enter Halloween Town, where we're introduced to the main character of the film, Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King and technically the ruler of Halloween Town. I know there's a mayor, but really, Jack's the one who's the boss. Jack has become tired of doing the same old thing for every Halloween every single year. So one day he goes on a walk and finds the doors to all the different holiday worlds. Jack opens the door to Christmas Town, and once he's there, he's absolutely captivated by the holiday and finally knows what he wants to do. Instead of doing Halloween this year, he decides that he and all the other residents of Halloween Town are going to do their very own Christmas. And the rest of the movie follows Jack and all the residents of Halloween Town preparing for Christmas and doing everything they can to make it theirs, including kidnapping Santa Claus so that Jack can be Santa this year instead. Now, Nightmare Before Christmas is one of those films that developed over time as a cult classic. When it first came out, I don't know if it was positively well received, but I know it wasn't as big as it was today. There's a lot of great things about this movie. For one, it's stop motion. I've mentioned before I'm an absolute sucker for stop motion. And the stop motion in Nightmare Before Christmas is quite good. It has the certain Tim Burton style, even though he didn't direct this. But you definitely feel his creative input on this film. And as well as having really good stop motion, I absolutely love the way that the environments look. I really like the designs of Halloween Town and Christmas Town.
That's right! I am the Pumpkin King!
Jack Skellington is a great protagonist. He's absolutely charming and lovable, and you just want the best for him, especially with his whole dilemma where he's absolutely bored of Halloween and quite depressed about it. He has such an enthusiastic energy when he's building his own Christmas, not wanting it to be anything like Halloween, and just having such a fun time. Even when he's Santa and he's delivering presents, you can just see the joy in him. And both Chris Sarandon and Danny Elfman do a really good job at portraying him, with Chris Sarandon being a speaking voice and Danny Elfman being a singing voice. Even his design is really good. I love his suit. I love the way he moves, how lanky he is, and just how strange looking he is. I even like how expressive he is despite the lack of eyeballs.
Jack, I know you think something's missing.
Sally is a good character as well. You really get the sense that she cares for Jack, especially when she's technically trying to stop his whole idea. And while Jack doesn't agree with what she's saying, at the end when they finally get together, it is a nice
One more roll of the dice ought to do it!
Oogie Boogie. Hold up. It's better? Oogie Boogie is one of my favorite characters in this film. He's this giant sack of bugs that absolutely loves gambling, especially when others' lives are on the line. He honestly has one of the best songs in this, and he's really cool with just his whole mannerisms. Despite not being in the film for that much, I really only think he's in it for like 4 scenes or 3 scenes. He's honestly one of the best characters in the film just because of his whole energy, and honestly his design is pretty cool as well. Especially when he does his song and he's glowing in the dark. Alright, that's all I needed you for. Time to go. The other characters are pretty good too. The mayor of Halloween Town's really funny, especially with his changing faces and how, technically despite being mayor, he doesn't really have that much power over Jack. The mad scientist that puts Sally together is another funny character, and honestly the residents of Halloween Town are all pretty neat, especially when you look at all of them and just see how interesting their designs are. I mean, one of them is literally Satan. The only characters I really don't care for in this are Oogie's boys, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, or whatever their names are. I really don't like them that much. And the Santa Claus in this film as well, who honestly just looks like he doesn't like Christmas that much, or is just really pissed off at Jack, and that's probably why he comes across as that way. It's just, I can't really picture this Santa delivering all the presents and really enjoying his time, especially when you just see how much fun Jack has doing his job. But it is nice at the end when he flies over Halloween Town and wishes them a happy Halloween, and Jack wishes Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
The songs in this film are also really good. There's only a couple that I'm really not that big of a fan of. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Kidnap the Sandy Claus. Sally's song is good, but I just don't really remember that much of it. But all the other songs I absolutely love. The Town Hall Meeting one is one of my favorites because of the residents of Halloween Town and all the lyrics that they say. Making Christmas is kinda creepy, and I honestly love it. Jack's Lament is a really good song, and you really get the sense that he's just grown so sad and tired of doing the same old thing, and is longing to do something new. And of course that sort of leads to the song Poor Jack at the end, where after he gets shot out of the sky, he talks about how his Christmas didn't really go that well, but he's so happy that he did it, and then realizes that in the end, yeah, he's the Pumpkin King. What's This is another good song, and it really captures Jack's feeling of wonder for Christmas. And of course, the most popular song from this movie is This Is Halloween, the opening song for Halloween Town. It's a really good song. It's neat seeing all the creatures of Halloween Town and all the stuff leading up to Jack's debut. This song is just a classic, and if you want to hear a good cover version, I recommend listening to the Marilyn Manson version. Now, I could go on and on about behind-the-scenes details and the making of The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just filled with so many interesting stories. I recommend watching the making of The Nightmare Before Christmas video. It's really neat seeing all the stop motion and all the other stuff that they did for the film as well. Now, one thing is this film is commonly referred to as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, but he didn't direct this film. He was too busy doing Batman Returns at the time, so instead it was directed by Henry Selick. When this film was first released, Disney released it under the Touchstone picture because they thought it was a little too dark for Disney. But nowadays, aside from Touchstone being completely gone, Disney will happily slap their name on this because of how successful it is and just how much of a cult following it really gained. Despite the fact that this is directed by Henry Selick, you really do feel like this is a Tim Burton movie. Tim Burton's whole backstory of him being an animator at Disney to being fired and directing his own films while still developing this at the time he was at Disney is just such a cool story. One of the most interesting things about The Nightmare Before Christmas is that Disney actually wanted to do a sequel to it in the year 2000, but they wanted it to be computer generated instead of stop motion. Tim Burton turned the idea down, and I can see why. I think he mentioned something about it being too repetitive because while there definitely is room to do a sequel to The Nightmare Before Christmas, after all there's several doors that Jack could have gone through, if they were to do sequels they would get really repetitive on how they do it, because honestly I can only picture Jack going through so many doors. One, he could do Easter, St. Patrick's Day, just all these different doors. It just wouldn't be interesting after a while. Now, before I tell you my opinions, there's a debate about this movie on whether it's a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie. And in my opinion, I'd say it's both. The characters of this movie are very obviously Halloween characters, but the whole story is based around them wanting to do their own Christmas. So I would say it's both. But, if you don't agree with that, then there's another option. It's a really good November movie. Now, I could go on and on about how much I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'll basically say this. It's a classic. Everyone needs to watch it. It's absolutely amazing. Good animation, great characters, great songs. Just, there are so many great things about it. Definitely one of my top 3 films. Absolutely love it. Check it out. And yeah, that was episode 10 of Blue Blade's Christmas Cinema. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my channel if you want to see the other ones. And with that being said, this is Blue Blade Studios signing off. Okay, Oogie. You run the show now. Go ahead. There you go.